Welcome to the Gorilla 7 video series. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to print breakdown sheets. There are two ways to print breakdown sheets. The first is an industry standard breakdown sheet with boxes, and this is the old style way, where they used to print out these blank sheets and then handwrite the elements needed for that scene in these boxes. The second way is a much more modern way, which allows you to print out breakdown sheets in a report-like format. And I'm going to show you both ways right now. Select the Show Printable Breakdown Sheet button. This is going to take you to a screen where you can see all your breakdown sheets in these boxes, which mimic the categories on your breakdown sheet entry screen. Let's take a quick look at what we're seeing. We have our cast members here in this box. And you can see clearly by the blue color, the cast members are here on the breakdown sheet entry screen. We can see the props here in brown and the vehicle here in light blue. Now, the props exceed the limitation of the box. You can see all the props on the breakdown sheet entry screen, and here in the props box, you can only see 6 of them. But if you go down to the footer of the breakdown sheet, notice it says page 1 of 2. If you go to the second page of the breakdown sheet, you will see the rest of the props for this scene, and we are on page 2 of 2 for this particular breakdown sheet. This is the way breakdown sheets used to be printed, and if there were no elements for the other boxes, for example special effects or sound, these boxes would remain empty. In the green environment we live in today, this is really a waste of paper. So I want to show you a way that you can modify this sheet. Let's go back to page 1. Notice that there are 2 props here which have long names, so long that it actually doesn't fit on the corresponding breakdown sheet box, and that is of course because of the size limitation of the box. Now there are 2 ways to remedy this. The first way is to simply rename the prop to a shorter name. The other way, if you are adamant about keeping the long name, is to print a breakdown sheet summary report instead of the standard breakdown sheet boxes report. And I will get to that at the end of this lesson. The next thing I want to show you is how to change a box to a different category. You can create your own categories, and this sheet limits it to only 20 categories. But you might not use animal handler, for example, and might want to print a different category that is not displayed here. For example, I created a category called military weapons, and have assigned some elements to that category for this scene, but that category is not displayed here. I am not using the animal handler category for this scene, so I can click this box and change it to the military weapons category. You can also set a box to empty. You also have the option to print the category names in black and white. This is a nice feature because if you are in fact printing on a black and white printer, the colored text will sometimes be a lighter color than black, and it might be harder to read. Lastly, it points out here that this report only prints in US letter. If you want to print in the A4 page setup, which is the European standard, you can scale the size of the print. And you do this by selecting the Page Setup button after you select Print. If you select 92%, I believe that'll be about right, you are going to print to the A4 size. Okay, this is the first way to print breakdown sheets, and there are limitations to this, as I pointed out. The other limitation is that you can only print 5 sheets per breakdown sheet. If you have hundreds of elements for a scene or a breakdown sheet, you should print the breakdown sheet summary report instead. To do this, from the File pull-down menu, select Print Email Reports. From the Scheduling section, select the breakdown sheet summary report. Or you can select the Quick Preview button and then select the breakdown report. You have to select a phase, and to understand production phases, you can go to that lesson, but every schedule has to have at least one phase. And here you can preview the report. It displays the scene information from the breakdown sheet and all the elements summarized by category for that scene. To print it, select the Print button. As you can see in this preview, there is no limitation here, so you can print as many elements per category as needed, and the element name can go all the way across to the end of the page. Also notice that we see more than one scene per page. If you want to only print one scene or one breakdown sheet per page, otherwise insert a page break between sheets, then go back to the print screen and select the Preferences button, which is the little gear next to the report. Not all, but some reports have this option to customize the look of the report. Select the Print Page Break Between Scenes option. Now, when you print the report, you will see a page break between breakdown sheets. This is important if you only want to print the report for a particular breakdown sheet. That's a wrap. Have a great shoot.